What we do as far as the doctoral program is concerned is to offer specializations in these areas. And these areas correspond to areas and centers which we have at IIMB. So we have corporate strategy and policy, incidentally is the area from where I hail from. There's decision sciences, there's economics and social sciences, finance and accounting, information systems, marketing, organizational behavior, human resources management, production and operations management, public policy. We also have an entrepreneurship center, which several of you would have seen, which goes by the name of NSR Cell. While it does not offer an FPM specifically on it, we do have research scholars with interests in research as far as entrepreneurship is concerned, and they also draw on resources from faculty who are from that particular center. When you apply, you are expected to apply for a maximum of 2 of these particular areas or specializations. And we expect the students to complete the program in 5 years. When I say expect, what I'm also telling you for practical reasons, because research is a very uncertain journey. You are not able to essentially close that sometimes in 5 years. So it tends to spill over. There have been instances in which that's happened. We are progressively trying to reduce instances in which that happens, but it's not like a defined 2-year course or a 3-year course or a 4-year course. There's a lot of fluidity in terms of back and forth as far as research is concerned. Some of the expectations that you have with regard to either data being collected or with the results being vetted, or because of issues concerning reversals with regard to what you expect, may result in a situation in which you're not able to finish in 5 years. But 5 years is basically what we provide funding for, and 5 years is what essentially we are targeting as far as the program closure is concerned. So the current structure as far as the program is concerned is that you tend to have 2 years of coursework. In fact, if I can spend a little bit of time on this, the coursework here is what I think to an extent also distinguishes IIMB's program from a lot of the other programs offered by many of the other IIMs. We do have a lot of dedicated doctoral level courses, which is not often the case with regard to several other institutions which offer doctoral programs. We require every student in the program to complete a minimum of 18 courses over these 2 years. And these 18 courses are spread out or divided into what are called as the core courses or the elective courses. So core courses are the required courses which every student who has been assigned a particular area, who applies to that particular area, has to take. That's the area's norm as far as what the students in that particular area should be taking. In addition to that, there are several of these elective or recommended courses which can be from the area concerned where the student is admitted, or it can be across other areas which, depending on the student's interest and depending on the interaction with the concerned faculty coordinator for that particular area as far as doctoral programs is concerned, based on that particular discussion, there is an assessment made that some of these particular elective or recommended courses are also good to complete essentially the learning as far as the coursework for the student is concerned. So 18 courses, and typically we have each student taking around 3 courses in a term. So it's divided as far as the 6 terms into 3, that's the 18 courses. We also, in the review, introduce something called as the independent studies. And the purpose behind these independent studies is to have close-knit interaction with the concerned faculty on a narrow subject which need not necessarily get covered at that level of depth as far as a regular course is concerned. So there's a lot of flexibility in what an independent study can be. An independent study can be exclusively focused on cutting-edge methods, for instance. It can be focused on a very narrow slice as far as a particular subject is concerned. It's largely to instill research skills and to be able to build on potentially what could be the dissertation as far as the student is concerned. That's the idea as far as the independent study is concerned. Given that it's largely fluid and open-ended, the way independent studies essentially can be done is also hugely flexible. For instance, you can choose to have 1 credit in 1 term over 2 years and effectively finish those particular 6 credits over the entire 2-year duration. You could also choose to bunch it in one particular term with 3 credits in one term in a year, 3 credits in the next year. So there's a lot of flexibility in how we want to do it. That's something which we leave to the concerned student as well as the faculty to which this particular student has been assigned as far as the independent study is concerned. So you need to do 6 credits on these and also those particular 18 courses of 3 credits. So that translates to around 54 odd credits. In addition to this, typically at the end of the first year, that is during the summer break when you transition from the first year to the second year, we urge you to use that particular summer to start working on a research project. This need not necessarily yield into a paper, but at least we would want you to get your hands dirty with data and essentially to get some interest developing in what could potentially be your research theme as far as your dissertation is concerned. And we hope that this initial effort with regard to getting your hands dirty would ultimately culminate into a paper at the end of the second year. This is what we hope would also feed into the last stage as far as the coursework is concerned, which is the comprehensive examination. The comprehensive examination comes after the end of all of this particular coursework, in which you have 2 components. It's basically the last stage as far as the particular area is concerned in trying to assess that you have all the fundamentals built up as far as the research is concerned. You tend to have a written part associated with it, and then provided you clear the written part, you get into the final viva stage in which you make a presentation. Areas differ as far as what they would want or what they would expect as far as the comprehensive is concerned, but usually you tend to have these stages. And once you clear the written and the viva part, that's effectively when you are into the dissertation full time. Your courses are more or less done then, and then you can essentially focus on the thesis work. This of course doesn't mean that your learning as far as courses or anything ends. It's just that formally the coursework is done and you're completely into your, what you call as your dissertation related activities. Now, what you have to do from year 3 onwards are a set of activities towards closure as far as the dissertation is concerned. My expectation is that one of the things which you should be definitely done with by the end of the 3rd year, and ideally by, let us say, the end of the 2nd term as far as the 3rd year is concerned, is to form your principal committee which would be guiding you as far as the research is concerned. We call that the Dissertation Advisory Committee. The Dissertation Advisory Committee structurally has the chair, and you can have 2 additional members. In certain instances, you can have 3 additional members as well. So the minimum composition is 3 members, including the chair. The maximum level is to have 4 members, including the chair. Now the 4th person is typically added if you have a need for, some work is multidisciplinary in nature. There is a need to have possibly people from other areas included. Sometimes there is a need also to have somebody from outside this institution. So structurally, the program facilitates that. We've had several instances in which people have not just been outside this institution, they've been outside the country as well. There are several of these 4th members in the DAC who come from schools in the US, for instance. So the program facilitates that, largely for the objective of trying to meet up, or in case we feel, for instance, there are deficiencies as far as in-house capabilities with regard to guiding a particular thesis is concerned fully, then it may make sense essentially to have an additional member. So the constitution of the DAC is what you should get done for sure as far as the year 3 is concerned. And once you choose the chair, you can then, with the consultation of the concerned chair, form the committee as far as. Okay, so this is the nice part, and the part which I am particularly proud about, or as an institute we are also proud about, is that one of the things which IIM Bangalore has particularly been successful over the last couple of years is that we are, and I think I can make this claim. We are probably the largest supplier as far as faculty is concerned to management institutions, at least the premier management institutions in the country are concerned. In the last, we recently had an AQUIS reaccreditation process done. And if my memory serves me correct, when I looked at the data from 2007 onwards, there were more than 40 easily of our graduates who were faculty members in all of these particular institutions, whether it's IIM, Ahmedabad, Calcutta, Lucknow, Indore, so on and so forth. So we have actually been supplying the intellectual capability as far as the whole host of management institutions are concerned. Now, if you are really very inclined towards pursuing academic career, I would say that this is the time for you to do so. See, the government on last count has had how many? 19 IIMs, if I'm not mistaken. IIMB has 100 faculty full-time. If you want to look at eventually taking up all of these particular IIMs to the same level as what we are, you are looking at 1,900, 2,000 odd faculty members. We just don't have it in this country. Since inception, I don't know how many people has IIMB graduated. Anjali will know the figures. 250 students? 263. Since inception, that's all that has been done. So that gives you the scope associated with how much this country requires in terms of faculty. And there are very, very few institutions which currently have the capabilities to provide it at the level at which we are looking at. So there is a wonderful opportunity. Yes, many of them are not in the choicest locations. All of those issues exist. But there are significant opportunities as far as academic is concerned. There are a whole host of schools which the corporate sector is setting up. There may eventually be a lot of activities as far as foreign universities are concerned. So there is a lot of opportunities that I see in the years ahead. In addition to that, some of our students have also gone in for prestigious postdoctoral fellowships outside the country and have done pretty well. You look at some of the institutions which are listed out there. In addition to that, while our primary focus, of course, is on academia and academic placements, there are some of our students who have also gone to industry and have pursued research careers out there. The details of these are available with the office. If any of you want to have a look at it, you can also do so. So this is what you can look forward to on successful completion as far as the doctoral program is concerned.